Chapter 02. It was dark, too dark to see anything. Where was I? What even happened, for that matter? My name was Satoru Mikami. Just another 37-year-old in a suit. And when I shoved my coworker aside on the street, some random maniac stabbed me. Then I heard a mysterious voice giving me skill or something then. I died. Was all that a dream? Or reality? I tried looking at my surroundings. Then I noticed I couldn't open my eyes. Odd, I thought as I tried to rub them and my arms didn't respond. And more to the point, where's my head, anyway? Panicking, I checked to see whether I was hurt anywhere. I didn't seem to be. Physically, I felt terrific. No cold, no heat, perfectly comfortable. That, at least, came as a relief. Now for my hands and legs. Oops, not so hot there. No response from any of my limbs. What's up with that? Getting stabbed in the back wouldn't force the doctors to amputate all my extremities, would it? I'd kind of like those back. Am I in a coma or something? I was conscious, certainly, but had I gotten detached from my central nervous system, maybe? As I was wondering what to do just then, I felt something brush against my body. What's that? I focused all of my senses on this unknown sensation. It felt like grass against what might have been the side of my stomach. Concentrating on the sensations, I slowly began sussing out what was around me. I could feel the pointy edges of some nearby leaves prick against my body. This, at least, was clear evidence that I was not on any kind of hospital bed. The feeling beneath my stomach took the form of hard, jagged rock. It still didn't make much sense to me, but I appeared to be outdoors. So I headed toward the grass, keeping my senses keen against what I touched, although I wasn't quite clear on where my head was. There was nothing to smell. I wasn't sure whether I had that sense or not. Really, I had no idea what I was shaped like. I felt flowing, jelly-like, kind of like a certain fantasy monster I was well familiar with. In fact, the idea had been running through my head for a while now. Did really reborn in a different world or something? What? Wasn't that just a dream? I decided to leave that anxiety-inducing prospect behind for the time being and instead try out the final thing a human does when they see something unknown, that is, try tasting it. Not that I knew where my mouth was. So, now what? Suddenly, a voice ran across my mind. Use the unique skill, Predator. Yes. No. What? Unique skill, Predator. Isn't the Predator skill I acquired in that dream? I don't want to believe it, but with all this evidence only point towards one possibility, that I am now reborn in a different world. But why can't I see anything or feel any of my limb? Did my body died and now I am in my soul form? Isn't it time for a beautiful goddess to come and explain about the world I am about to reborn and give me a mission of defeating an evil demon lord or something? Or am I already reincarnated? Then where is that sexy, beautiful goddess? Wait a minute, didn't I heard some mysterious voice when I was dying? Was that voice of a goddess? But that sounded more like cold, unfeeling words, like a computer-generated voice. Let's call it divine voice, temporarily, until I find out whose voice is that. Let's go with no for now. No response. I waited a while for one, but no further voices came. I waited for a while but nothing. Kind of rude of that divine voice, though. Showing up, asking a simple question, then disappearing forever. It was nice hearing someone for a change, but, the hell. Oh well, let's go on with what I was trying before. Let's taste. I moved toward the grass I felt earlier. As it brushed up against me, I leaned forward, feeling the whole of my weight settle over the field. It was definitely grass of some sort. Once I was sure of that, I suddenly realized that the area where the plants met my body was starting to melt, but apparently the grass was melting. And with that, I could now tell that the components of the plant life beneath me were being taken into my body. From this, there were a few conclusions I could sensibly make. First, I was no longer human. That was a given by now. I did remember hearing something like confirmed. Constructing a blood-free body. Successful. From a divine voice. While I was complaining about bleeding too much, this might mean I have a body that does not have blood. Second, I felt flowing, jelly-like. Does that mean I am a jellyfish? But I don't feel any water, so probably not. I can absorb grass too. Third, I am on a rock-like surface. There are a lot of grass, so maybe I am in some kind of cave. If I consider all this, including the probability of being in a different world, then the only thing that comes to mind is that I am a creature who doesn't have blood, absorb plant, reside in a dungeon like a cave. The only thing that comes to mind is that I am Let's put unpleasant thoughts to the side. What happened to Tamura, to Sawatari? Did he scramble my hard drive for me, like he promised? He better not seen what was inside that hard drive. I taking what was in that to my grave. But I am already dead. Well, I guess there isn't anybody laughing at my stupid joke. By this point, none of that really mattered anymore. I had to think about what came next. I would just have to accept it, though. Accept the fact that my soul, or whatever you want to call it, had been reborn inside a monster from another world. The odds of such a thing seemed astronomically low to me, but I'd been reborn as a slime. Munch, 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 munch. I just snacked on some grass. Why did I do that? Well, why not? Not like I had anything else to do. Beside, most times when the main character in the story thinks something is normal, but in reality it's a super legendary item, so this might be some kind of legendary grass. Maybe I can use this grass to defeat the demon lord. Sigh, who am I kidding? There is no way a slime could be the main character. There is no way a weak slime like me could defeat a demon lord. And even if I could defeat a demon lord, there is no way I could get to marry a princess. A princess marrying a slime sounds absurd. I have to cope with this. Maybe I should find some slime princess to marry if she exists. It had been a few days or so since I accepted the fact that I am now a slime. How many, I wasn't exactly clear on. The passage of time is tough to pick up on when all you can see is total darkness. One discovery I had stumbled upon over the past few days was that a slime's body could be way more useful than at first sniff. I never got hungry, for one, nor did I get tired. Food and sleep, for me, were wholly unnecessary. If I had this ability in my past life, I didn't have to worry about being sleepy after watching anime whole night. And I had divined something else, too. I couldn't be completely sure, but there didn't seem to be anything else living around here. In terms of danger, I wasn't sure there was any to speak of. My days were blissfully free of worry. The whole time, I never heard the divine voice again. Maybe it got angry when I complained about it not being a goddess. How childish of divine voice. By this point, I wouldn't have minded a little companionship. But no, it was just me, the grass, and me eating it for lack of much else to do. It was simply a way to kill time. And by this point, I could sense the entire process, my body absorbing the blades, dismantling them internally, sorting through all the components, and storing them away. I needed to do something, or I'd lose my mind. So I kept going through the cycle: absorb, break down, store up. But there was something odd about the process. Elimination never factored into it, somehow. Not even once. Maybe slimes didn't need to do that. Hell, not like I'd know either way. But where was all this stuff I was ingesting going, then? My senses told me that my form hadn't changed in any appreciable manner from when I first arrived. Received. It is being stored in the stomach of the unique skill, Predator. Current physical space usage is less than 1%. What? Whoa. So the pouty divine voice finally decided to speak. But since when was I using any skills? I thought I answered no back there. Received. The unique skill, Predator, is not being used. The matter being ingested into your body is set to automatically be stored in your stomach. This can be changed as needed. Oh, well, nice to see we're having a real back and forth, finally. But back to business. If I use this skill, what happens then? Less than received. The unique skill, Predator, chiefly comprises the following 5 effects. Predation. Takes the target into your body. Lesser chance of success if the target has its own consciousness. Can be targeted on organic and inorganic objects, as well as skills and magic. Analysis. Analyzes and researches targets taken into your body. Lets you create craftable items. If the required materials are present, allows you to make a copy of the item. Successful analysis of the casting method allows you to learn the target's skills and magic. Stomach. Stores the predated target. Can also store materials created via analysis. Items stored in your stomach are unaffected by time. Mimicry. Reproduces the form and skills of absorbed targets. Only available once the target has been analyzed. Isolate. Stores harmful effects incapable of being analyzed, neutralizing them and breaking them down into magical force. Greater than. That sounded kind of an incredible ability. Not exactly the kind of thing slimes were known for. At least not the ones I knew. I was wondering, who are you? Less than received. This is the effect of the ultimate skill, Raphael, Lord of Wisdom. The skill has taken effect, making it more immediately available. Greater than, Raphael, huh, and here I thought the divine voice was just screwing with me. Now it is the best partner I have. Hope that keeps up. Also, isn't the name Raphael is the name of an archangel? It definitely sounds important. I have to keep this in mind. By my count, it had been 90 days since I was reincarnated as a slime. To be more precise, 90 days, 7 hours, 34 minutes, and 52 seconds. How was I so sure about this? Turned out that was one of the many side effects of evoking that, Raphael, skill. Holy cats, was that thing helpful? Talk about your best friend in a pinch. Any question that popped to mind, it instantly provided the answer. According to this Raphael, it took 90 days for the skill to fully fuse itself with my soul. Normally, it would be unable to provide responses in the form of conversation, but in order to answer my questions, it apparently revamped itself, diverting part of its world language powers to assist me. That's how it was explained to me, at least. And it seems Raphael isn't a divine voice. It was world language that gave me all these skills. This useful ability relaying words into my mind isn't normally possible. As it explained to me, this world language was heard only when there were great changes to the world or when you either earned or upgraded a skill, something that normally didn't happen all that often. These skills were obtained only rarely, when the world recognized that you had grown in one way or another. Evolution, meanwhile, was something most people never got to experience in their lives. So there I was, still locked in darkness, asking a barrage of questions. One thing the replies confirmed was that yes, I was a slime now. I also found out why I never got hungry or sleepy. The slimes in this world, it turned out, never had to eat if they could keep absorbing the magic particles, or magicules, in the air. In less magically abundant regions, I would be obliged to fill up by absorbing monsters or small creatures. Most slimes shied away from areas with low magic presences, but the ones that didn't were apparently both quite strong and madly vicious. Usually it was the other way around, where a wealth of local magic meant especially strong monsters. In other words, the area I took up residence in was so laden with magic that I didn't even have to eat. As for the sleep question, less than received. The body of a slime consists of a mass of completely identical cells. Each individual cell may function as a brain cell, a nerve cell, or a muscle cell. Since the operational cells used for thought are rotated in and out at regular intervals, there is no need for you to sleep. Greater than. Speaking of which, the Raphael skill consisted of 5 effects. Thought acceleration allows the user to increase the speed of their thought process by millions. The user can adjust the level of acceleration as needed, as well as extend the effect to other individuals. Analytical appraisal. Analytical appraisal releases waves that enter the target of analysis and perform a full scan of their composition, which is then sent back to the user. Through this, the user can gain information such as the material composition of the target, the amount of magicules it possesses, and if they're under the effects of skills or magic. Parallel calculation allows the user to carry out multiple thought processes simultaneously. Possible applications include the detachment of analysis of phenomena from the user's regular thoughts, and the preservation of consciousness by using additional thought processes as backups. Chant annulment. It eliminates the need for chanting when using magic after a spell is analyzed or successfully cast. The spell is stored in the user's mind and available to be instantly cast just by thinking about its activation. All of creation. It allows the user to comprehend anything as long as they have a basic understanding of it and it is perceivable to the user. Alteration allows the user to modify and evolve skills. It's sound cool. Also, didn't I got another unique skill? What was its name? Less than received. It was a unique skill, Mathano. Greater than. Oh, so now I don't have to worry about forgetting any important thing. Well, putting Raphael's usefulness to side, what is this, Mathano? Less than received. The unique skill, Mathano, consisted of 5 effects. Copy allows the user to copy the skills and arts of their successfully analyzed target. Obtaining skills and arts through this skill doesn't grant the user any level of proficiency in said skills and arts, nor any compatibility with them, meaning there is a valid chance that the user will never be able to master them. Analyze releases waves that enter the target of analysis and perform a full scan of their targeted skill or art, which is then sent back to the user. The skill can either fail or succeed. Even in the case of failure, however, it can be re-attempted as many times as needed until it succeeds. Perfect memory It allows the user to record their memories into their astral body, an ability normally exclusive to spiritual lifeforms. This grants them immunity to mind control outside the astral body. It also lets the user retain their memories for as long as their soul remains intact. This allows the user to be resurrected without consequences even if their brain and spiritual body have been destroyed. Learn. It grants the user ability to understand copied skill or art, and helps to master them efficiently. Find weakness. It grants the user ability to find weakness of target through analyze. If you have an idea about any better name, let me know. Greater than. Raphael also explained other skills and resistance I have. After while I got a great idea. Could I link the Mathano analyze skill with Raphael parallel operation? Less than received. It is possible to link Mathano analysis with Raphael parallel operation. Greater than. Do you wish to link them? Yes. No. Yeah. You don't have to ask every time. I have another great idea. Could I link the predator analysis skill with Raphael's parallel operation? Less than received. It is possible to link predator analysis with Raphael parallel operation. Success. Greater than. Great. Now let's continue doing what I was doing before, during which I continue to think of another great idea. To be continued.